everybody, Patty Ann here. Listen, I'm going to show you how to make this mug right here. This is sublimation. I'm going to use two different images that I'm going to put together so that I can make this. Maybe you have a dog mom friend, who's a mother to dogs, whether it was a choice of hers or whatever, and Mother's Day will be coming up soon. So maybe you'd like to make some of these. So I've made this one, and I also made this one that I think is super cute as well. So follow me down here and I'll show you how to get started making these. By the way, they're from Creative Fabrica, and if you're watching this on April 5th, 2021, I have a link for you down below that you ought to take advantage of for $1 only for 1 month. You can grab everything you want from Creative Fabrica. So again, join me down there and I'll tell you more about it. Okay, I'm going to hurry up and try to get this done because if you'll notice up here at the very top, it says Easter promo, all access, first month, only $1. After that, it's $19.99, I think, but you can cancel it at any time and anything you've purchased will be yours to keep. But notice right here that the deal's going to expire in a little under 3 hours, so you'd have to get this deal quickly, okay? So anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'll show you my Silhouette Studio. This is what I've done for my 3 mugs. Notice I've used this little note thing over here so I could keep track of where I got these 3 images. So let me start first of all with this one right here. That's the mom bundle. So I'm just going to grab that. I'm going to copy it by hitting Control C. Then I'm going to come back over here to Creative Fabrica and put this in here. Whoops. Put this in here and you'll see this is the bundle that I got, and look at this. Right now for Easter it's only $1, so it's an Easter bundle. So grab that quick because there's tons of stuff in here, 200 SVG designs. So that's where I got mine, and there's lots of things that you can look at right here. The ones that I got, Mama needs more wine. The ones that I got were back here about the puppy dog. Let's see. Dog mom. I got this one right here. So what I did was I added it to my cart and then I downloaded it. And you can see a bunch of things that I downloaded down here already. After you download it, let's pretend I'm going to unzip this one. This is another one that I did, and I have the links for you for the things that I use down below. But once you open it, you need to extract it because you cannot use it like this. So I would say extract all. Whoops. And I let it go to the folder that it says it's going to extract to. So I would say extract. And it already says I have this, but I'll just replace it since I'm showing it to you. Okay, so once those are extracted, then I can look in here and I can see all these different files that I can use. Okay, but the ones that I used for my mom one were these. So let me go back to my downloads, the mom bundle right here. Double click on that to open it. And then I thought, well, I started looking at these and I was like, oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? I'm going to have to go through every one of these individually and look for the one I want. That's just like crazy. So, but I've discovered that if I go back here to where they're all unzipped, all I have to do is go over here to where it says search mom bundles, and I can put in dog mom and it'll find those for me just like this, and it actually shows me a little picture, and if I want to I could probably make those even larger. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Here's rescue dog mom, being a dog mom is rough, and all these different ones. Well, the one I decided to use was this one right here. So what I did was I just downloaded or opened up the mom SVG file. And I'll do that right now. So it comes in like this, and that's perfect. I'm going to use well, I don't really need to use any machine for this because I'm just printing it out and then cutting it with my cutter. But let's say I'll use my letter size because that's what size my paper is that I put over there for my sublimation. And I am going to group all these together because I notice they're individual pieces. So group. And then I can make them smaller as I need to, either by just doing this with the box or coming up here, locking the lock and changing them. And I know for my larger mugs, I like it to be about 4 inches tall for my larger mugs. You can measure this with a measuring tape like I have around my neck on your mug to see what you like. So if it's 4 inches tall, I like it to be, that's a fine width right there. Well, let me show you right here. I have one of my other mugs that I made that has some tea in it, my murder mystery mug. What you can do is measure around here and kind of get an idea of how much space you have. Well, on this particular mug, I have about 9 inches. Well, we know we can only be 8.5 inches wide because that's how wide our paper is. But the other thing is, remember I said I'm using 2 images from Creative Fabrica. The other one that I downloaded, and we can go back to this right here, and you can see these were the images. Whoopsie. Uh-oh, did I X that out? I didn't mean to. Let me put that back. Yikes, what happened there? There we go. I didn't mean to exit out. Just meant to copy it. So what I'm going to get now are, I think I'll get these brushes right here, this swatch. So I'm going to Control C to copy it, and I'm not sure why that deleted that out again, so I'll just hit undo, and then I'll come back to Creative Fabrica and put this one up here and just say paste and go. So it comes in huge like this. I want to go ahead and make sure the lock is locked and change the height of this to maybe 4 inches and see what we get. Okay, so right now I've changed that to 4 inches, which is super duper, but I won't be able to fit this on my mug if I want them to go this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rotate this, making this one a little bit different. I'm going to rotate it, holding down my shift key while I rotate, which should help it to stay. My program's misbehaving, probably because I have so many things open. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I can make that long, but remember we don't want it to be 10 inches because we decided about 9.5 inches is what worked. So I'm going to unlock the lock and I'll make this 9 inches, I guess. 9. Hit enter. So now I have this, and I can take my dog mom and rotate it around a little bit. Bring this over here. I'm going to right click on it and say bring it to the front. Like, whoops, right click and bring to the front. Come on. There we go. Dog mom. So that's going to go right there. And then what I did on the opposite side over here was I just put a one of these dog paws. I'm going to duplicate that by holding down my Alt key and dragging one over. And now I'm going to ungroup this so I can just grab a paw and maybe put it way over here. And what I kind of like to do on mine was I just went ahead and made it like that a little bit. So let me double check again. I've got to make sure. So this is 9 inches. Let me check with my mug again. Now I do want to show you something else that I did do before I even did my first one. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. What I did was I just printed it out on regular cardstock just so I could see and cut it and make sure it was going to fit on my mug properly. So I suggest you do that before you waste your good sublimation paper. Just cut it out, a pattern. I did it on fast. I did it black and white just so I could make sure I had what I wanted before I wasted my good materials. So now all I need to do on this one, and I don't think I can fit 2. I should be able to fit 2 side by side. Let me hit Alt and drag one over here. Whoop, but what do I got to do first? I got to group these. Group. And then I'll hit the Alt key, and that allows me to drag one over. Of course, I could right click and say duplicate. The other thing I need to do for sublimation is grab both of these, right click and say flip horizontally. I have to have the text be like this, mirrored, or it will not work right for my sublimation. I'm going to separate them apart a little bit more so I can easily bring my cutter right in between those, hopefully. And that looks super duper. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to print. So I'll go File, Print, and I'm going to use my sublimation printer. A lot of times people ask, what sublimation printer do I have? I actually have an Epson 7720 series, the workforce one, that I converted to a sublimation. All that means is I changed the ink out, so there's sublimation ink instead of regular ink. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to say print, and I'll be back here to show you what I've done. Okay, here's the one I've already done, and here are the ones that I've printed off, and you see 2 of them fit. I'm just going to take a ruler here, make sure I line up this edge nicely with here, and hopefully it's going to go right through there. with my X-Acto knife without cutting anything off that I don't want to cut off. Have an X-Acto knife, just going slowly, carefully. Don't want to shift this thing. And usually I have to go through twice. And you can kind of tell what it feels like whether you've gotten through all the way. Here we go, both of them. That's almost cut off a little bit of that. I hope it's okay. So now what I do next is this. I'll get one of my mugs and first I'll tape this on here. So I've got to cut some of this off right here at the edge. So again, just to make it a little bit neat, I'll go ahead and line this up and just cut this off like this. Okay, that one only had to be done once. Then I have this tape that I get, and I get it from Heat Press Nation. I had to fix it a little bit because the tape didn't really fit on here very well, but now that I fix it, it's perfect. So I'll just put this on here, and since the edges of this are straight, because I know I kept them straight, I can line that up against the bottom little line and I'll know everything's going to be perfectly straight. Now I like to buy my mugs from Johnson's Plastic Plus, or if it's the smaller ones, I love to buy them from Heat Press Nation also. But these are from Johnson's Plastic Plus, this particular one. And they give you a sheet of paper and it tells you at what degrees, and I'll tell you, I'm supposed to do, according to this, 380 degrees for 190 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my heat press and I'll show you. Okay, I have my heat press set up and I'm ready to go. I'm going to stick this in here and hopefully you can see a little bit. Okay, and then just close this up. And once it's closed up, I can start the timer there or here on my phone. And it's going to go for 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And when it's done, I'll meet you back here. Okay, there goes the timer. So I'll get it out and I'll bring it over here so you can see it. I'll do the reveal. This is sort of scary to do sometimes. And I'm not sure if that one paw got right. I like to have this wooden piece right here or something on top of my mat because otherwise I will melt it. And I usually wait for about 20 seconds before I go ahead and take this off. I don't know, it's just something that I do. I don't know if it's necessary or not, but I'm interested to see how this is going to come out because I'm a little worried about this paw print right there because I think I had it outside of the heat press. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah. So see the paw's a little bit weird, but otherwise it's gorgeous. I love it. Really like it a lot. So that's an easy way to use all kind of images. I actually used 2 or 3 images, I think 2 images this time, to create this using stuff from Creative Fabrica. So again, grab that link quick. It's probably almost done now by the time this gets uploaded. So again, thanks for joining me. Hey, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these of how to combine things using Creative Fabrica, let me know. I'd be glad to do it. Thanks again. Give me a thumbs up, please. Check out my links down below. Bye-bye.